Alright, you ready?
Yes, sir.
This is the intro to the M3 podcast. Plays the music.
You're the one that has to edit it.
I think that would be funny. Anyways, welcome back to the M3 podcast. It is Jayden and Davis coming at you guys with some more podcast goodness. So, today we are going to be going over
Heyo.
some gaming stuff. We got a lot of gaming stuff to go through today. I want to
More than usual, eh?
more than usual, but I want to start us off with a good meme first.
Oh.
You're gonna have to look at this. I'm gonna send you the picture of it. But yeah, we got a meme to send to send to you guys that Chad sent me, which is really good. It's not vulgar in any ways. It's just you have to read the first sentence and then look at the picture and then you have a good time. So I just sent it to Davis. We also have gaming dreams. So we're going to talk about some of our gaming dreams that we want going on in the future, whether it's video games or other media related. So
More you, as we should all
more
know
me,
that
of course.
Jayden is the gamer and loves gaming related stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is definitely still more you.
Yeah, exactly. And the last thing we have is Oscar nominations 2020 because they come out February 8th, right?
Ninth.
9th. There we go. But anyways, before
I
we
was
actually get into the episode, we wanted to take a moment to uh, pay respects for those who lost their lives in the recent plane crash. Kobe Bryant and his daughter were two of the people that were affected by this, but there were also seven others that were in the
mhm.
plane, including the pilot and as well as friends and family, I think. So we just want to pay our respects and make sure that you are keeping their thoughts as well as Kobe's thoughts
Yeah,
in your mind during this time.
because obviously Kobe's the celebrity and the one that everyone's talking about, but we want to actually spread the news that it was more than just him. Obviously, like it's just like anytime anyone of name, notable, anything like this happens, you want to give respect to the entire family, the entire everyone. Not just the famous person.
Yeah. Also, I want to say this on the topic of Kobe Bryant. To all the people that started making Ouija board videos saying, "Oh, I talked to Kobe Bryant, like at 3 a.m." Go fuck yourself, dude. How disrespectful can you honestly be? If I was
I've
a
never even heard
celebrity,
about this.
yeah. So like, there's a huge thing. There's a YouTuber that goes by the name of J Station. Uh, he is a piece of shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's his brand is that
Don't
he's a
go
piece
check out
piece of
his
shit.
channel. Yeah, he's like the biggest piece of shit ever. And it's not like he's doing it for anything like comedic. He's doing it because he's an actual dickhead. So
Hmm.
what he does, he did. Here's the recent thing. He came out with three videos recently. One of them was, "Oh, my girlfriend died. Rest in peace," which turned out not to be true. He faked his girlfriend's death for views.
What the
Then
fuck?
he made a memorial video for the for the girlfriend that died, not the fake girlfriend, the girlfriend that died. And this is all just being from what I've gathered on Twitter and shit. So I didn't watch the videos because I'm not a fuckhead who's gonna give him ad revenue or any
Hmm.
sort of view whatsoever. But he made the video, and then he, like, not even 24 hours later, he posted a video talking to my dead girlfriend with a Ouija board at 3 a.m. gone wrong or some shit like that. That's how fucked this guy is.
Wow.
He will do anything for views. And let me just take a look real quick. I want to check his numbers on YouTube. Look at how many morons are on. Yeah, 5.44 million subscribers. What a moron.
That's how negativity is popular. It's just when people like to be assholes and rant and complain about everything.
Mhm.
That's people will latch onto that,
Yeah.
right?
So there's a ton of like people that are commenting on this, giving giving him views and stuff. Like H3's podcast did a segment on that. Uh,
Really, H3H3
Critical
is one of the largest podcasts like ever.
ever. Yeah, exactly.
One of
And
the yeah.
they did a section on that, and the the H3 podcast highlights YouTube video. It actually says J Station is scum. Let's pull this up real quick. There you go. J Station is scum. There's his channel with 5.44 million subscribers, so it's growing. So
Hmm.
all these sick fucks are still doing this. I want to see this video by this guy named Pig for Days. J Station gets what he deserved. Like he keeps making video, like people keep making videos on him, and keep like spreading him out literally everywhere, and it's pretty ridiculous how these idiots keep
So,
getting fame and stuff because they're assholes. And the
and that's the
first,
thing is that when someone like H3H3 talks about it, people will be like, "Oh, who's this guy?" Goes in and clicks on the video, and then he gets more views
exactly.
just by another channel even just complaining about something like that, right?
Hmm. And the thing is, as soon as Kobe Bryant's like the story came out, may he rest in peace. The first thing I thought of was it wasn't, oh, I feel sorry for Kobe, because I did. I felt sorry for him and his family and all of his adoring fans and stuff like that. I'm not an asshole like J Station is, because the first thing that came to my mind was, because I just recently saw news on J Station, was my first thought was, when will the J Station video drop of him calling Kobe Bryant at 3 a.m. with a Ouija board? That was my
Mm,
first thought. But apparently someone else did it. Some like 14 to 16-year-old kid on YouTube or something, like
hmm.
Keemstar. You know who Keemstar is, right?
I've heard the name, yeah.
Yeah, so he's the host of Drama Alert, and he had a lot of critical stuff said about him, but I hope he's grown because his channel has only grown. He went from like 1 million subscribers to, let's take a look right here, 5.48 million in about 3 or 4 years, I think, something like
Mm,
that. So he reports on internet use, like Logan Paul. Like, yeah, here's a great topic to discuss: Logan Paul spit on footage. Hashtag drama alert. Jake Paul massive scam exposed. KSI and Jake Paul fight. Like, this is the kind of shit he posts. So I don't watch it because it's mostly like clickbaiting stuff like that. But he
hmm.
still is growing enough. But he even posted a picture on Twitter of the video, and the title is like calling Kobe Bryant at 3 a.m. He actually is still alive. He talked to me, kind of shit, from some
Wow.
random kid, and Keemstar was just like fucking disgusting, and I have to agree. What a fucked up thing to do. Like, you're really gonna capitalize on this person's death
Hmm.
for your own benefit, like, and
Yeah, yeah, it's that clickbait mentality, right?
mhm, like,
And if in this day and age, people live for views. Like, yes, we're trying to grow our channel as well, but I don't think we've ever, other than getting pissed off at like EA or like the terrible graphics of a video game or anything like that, or Apple for being Apple,
mhm.
we don't. We're for the most part, we're like pretty positive. We tend to support this type of stuff. So yeah, we're gonna be continually trying to grow in popularity, of course, but
Well, here we're gonna
not by
support the
doing anything
positive
like
stuff.
malicious.
Let's just
Yeah,
clarify that real quick. We're here to support the positive stuff.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's
I
not for
don't
anything malicious.
I don't mind a good clickbait title sometimes. Like, I don't like clickbait most of the time, but sometimes people will do it right. They'll be like, "Holy, I got 1 million points on this map
On
in
dot dot dot.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like on zombies or something," and then it turns out you have to go through this obscure process or whatever. Like, I don't mind the clickbait because it's like, you weren't wrong. Everyone
Hmm.
just assumed it was easy, and you kind of took, like, it's not even taking advantage, just being like, you knew that people will click on it. If you said this extremely hard trick will get you 1 million points on this zombies map, like as soon as the game starts, people are going to be like, that's either fake, that's garbage, or I'm not going to watch it. But you said 1 million points at the beginning of the game. Like, that's the good shit. Like, I applaud you because that's clickbait used
Well,
in a good way.
there's a difference between clickbait and interesting title and thumbnail,
Yeah.
right? There's ones that are just interesting, like, oh, what it like, how does he do that? He or
Mm-hmm.
she do that compared to, oh my God, this is so crazy. Click here to, yeah,
Yeah. Like.
just like the articles that we were talking about last time, like the
Mm-hmm.
clickbait articles and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we
But
want to, that's, yeah, that's that.
that's all I wanted to say about that. So, yeah, that's all we wanted to say. Well, we send our condolences to
Hmm.
all the families and friends who were
Yeah,
affected.
because we have mentioned slightly before, we don't talk much about like sports, but like this is something that's been hitting the news the past 2 days now, or
Mm-hmm.
2 days, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
um and we figured we should at least bring it up, and again, like, mention that it's not just the star that like passed, right?
Yeah. Exactly. We
So
wanted to, because like, imagine like, you know what? I'm not even gonna go anywhere with that thought because I don't want it to be taken out of context. Like, because the thing I wanted to say was like, imagine you and I are on a plane. We are not very well known, but we are near and dear to a lot of people's hearts, like family and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And if we died, it's like not everyone in the world is going to go crazy about it, but we people who know us will go crazy about it because we were a huge part of their life, right?
Yeah.
So like that's like the best way I could say that. So yeah,
Hmm.
you always want to make sure, even like the person that you don't even know, like that person that gave you coffee that one time, maybe they're of very big importance in your life, and you're gonna miss them when they're gone. You never know how these
Exactly.
things go. But anyways, let's move on to the first thing. Let's have a few laughs, shall we? So I sent. Did you open this yet?
I just read, what is it? Yeah, large boulder, the size of a small boulder.
The large
It's-
boulder, the size of a small boulder, is
yeah,
completely blocking eastbound lane Highway 145. I don't know.
yeah.
Does it really seem like
It's just
blocking
it's
to
just
me?
it's just it's just the text of like what?
Yeah, it says it's
Large
blocking.
boulder the size of a small, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, first off, a large boulder the size of a small boulder, I can get past that. But here's the thing. You look at this, it's like it's completely blocking the road, and then it's like, really? There's a lot of
It's
lane right
about
there.
to, yeah, it's about to fall off the cliff. If it rolled for another like half a foot, then it
Yeah.
would have just fallen off the cliff.
And I know what the people on the internet are saying. It's like, but Jay, don't you see those yellow lines? It means they can't cross over there. It's like, excuse me, do you know what snow is? Do you know how dangerous that shit is? This shit, it doesn't matter if these lanes are visible or not. Because, the snow is there. You're going to have to maneuver around it in some way. And you
Hmm.
probably aren't even going to see those lines because there's a ton of snow there. So, these lines here are irrelevant. Yes, it could be blocking this, but I'm pretty sure what this was, it was either A, someone had a really, 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 really big brain fart. B, they really blew this out of proportion because they don't have anything going on. Or C, they made the right call with the tweet, but they accidentally uploaded the wrong picture.
I think
That's
it's
the thing.
B. They're blowing it out of proportion.
Hmm. I don't know. That just seems ridiculous to me. And so this is the San Miguel sheriff. So yeah, that's
And
there's
like
your
when you look at this picture, you can see that there's tire marks that are already like swerving around it. So people haven't been that like it hasn't been affecting that badly.
no,
Like
nobody's
you
hit
can
the
tell the
thing.
traffic has been, yeah. Yes, it's a picture with a cop car, so obviously they're trying to do something. You have to remove it eventually, obviously, but like
Hmm.
it hasn't been that big of a hindrance to uh like delay traffic because it's not like if it was delaying traffic, the picture would be of vehicles freaking lined up out of all the way down the road. Like
Yeah, exactly. This just doesn't make any logical sense. So you know what? I
they're
don't know.
not Canadian.
They're not gonna eat. Well, are they? What's
I
San
don't
Miguel?
know.
What's
Where
San
is that?
Miguel?
I don't know.
Let's Google it. San Miguel. Okay, it came up with a beer.
Spam Adams.
I so I it might be Mexico. Uh, I can't. I don't know. What the fuck is this?
Well, normally sheriff is
Spanish.
normally uh like an American or it's yeah. I don't know. It doesn't seem Canadian. I don't think we
Yeah.
use the term sheriff in Canada.
Telrude, Colorado. I think that's what it is.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm
Correct
pretty
us if
sure.
we're wrong.
Yeah, CEO. Yeah, Colorado. Yep. So there you
Okay.
go. You can correct us if we're wrong, but we are not American. We don't know very much about America. But anyways, let's move on to the next topic. So you've heard of the deadly coronavirus going on and stuff like that?
Yeah, how it's been spreading a little bit, but nothing too crazy
Yeah. Well,
compared to like bird flu.
yeah, well, I could go into the things that are like, yeah, they want to rename this Winnie the Flu, or like how people are like, you combat coronavirus with Corona, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
the Chinese League of Legends Pro Series, also known as the LPL, uh, decided to suspend for a couple weeks due to coronavirus. So what they said is
Okay.
So basically, what they're saying is this is the LPL from Twitter. We have decided to postpone week two of the LPL until we can ensure the safety and health of our players and fans. To our fans, we sincerely apologize that it has come to this, and we will share any and all info as soon as we can. Stay safe and thanks for all your support. So
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah, that's a huge thing. Like this is so big that it's affecting like pro video game sports, and not many people are gonna care, but it is still huge because like a lot of these players are pros at what they do and they contribute to
Hmm.
the economy, and it's like all of that stuff. It's like, oh, well, if you have coronavirus, you can still play video games and all this shit. It's like, no, this is affecting like a lot of people, and especially since this outbreak started in China,
Yeah.
this means a lot.
Just another thing that's already going wrong in 2020. Like,
Exactly.
can we just end 2020 and
Yeah.
start 2021 already?
20
Like, it's all like 2020 is already on such a bad start.
what is it? 2020 has had like one of the worst starts to the year. I feel like in such a long time. Because what happened
Well,
in 2019? How did 2019 start? I don't even remember anything bad. I just remember going to school, hanging out with
yeah.
my girlfriend, and that was that. That's all I remember from that time. I don't remember reading anything terrible or anything like that. All I remember was like
By
any.
the time December comes around, you know how like it feels like every year. I don't know about you, but like to me, by the time like November, December starts to hit, I'm like, fuck, this year went by. Seemed like it went by quicker than
Mm-hmm.
usual, or something like right. So,
Absolutely.
but by the time that we get to November, December 2020,
Mm-hmm.
well, I think we'll be like, oh, fuck, this year was so long because of all the shit that happened right the very first month.
Yeah, exactly, right. And it's terrible because like what's happened so far? We've had Trump start
Almost starting a war.
almost starting World War III. We've
Yeah,
had coronavirus. What else have we had?
we've had fire, the Australia catching on fire.
Australia caught on fire. We had
We had
the tragic death
Iran
of
shoot
Kobe
down.
Bryant.
Sorry.
The death of Kobe Bryant. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the plane.
the plane that got shot down with the Canadians in it.
Well, I heard.
Like,
I was listening to the Rooster Teeth podcast. They were talking about this. They were like, yeah. So what apparently they tried to do is they tried covering it up at first. They
of
said,
course.
well, we can't really decide on what we're doing. It's like they tried to covering it up, saying something happened or anything like that, but they knew they were gonna get caught. And they were like, well, we may have shot it down thinking it was something else, and then in the end they just realized it. And it sucks because a lot of some of those people were Canadians. Like our
I
condolences
think
to everyone on on that plane and stuff like that. But it wasn't just like they were American soldiers or something like that. Like
it was
they
a
were.
civilian plane.
It was a civilian plane, and a lot of countries got affected by it. I think like America got affected, Iran got affected, Canada definitely got affected because there were a lot of Canadians on that plane apparently.
Hmm. I think it was like 38 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It was ridiculous, and I can't imagine going on a plane to a different country and being like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm fine. I'm just gonna have a nap in my chair, and then you hear like either the plane starts flipping or you hear a shot and everything explodes.
Hmm.
Like it's such a fucked situation, but yeah. Can we just end 2020? Like, can we just go with a
Let's,
2019 too? Like,
yeah,
20,
exactly. Let's get a just a reboot.
yeah, there you go. Not a YouTube rewind. Let's not do that.
Yeah,
That's a bad
no, we went
idea.
over this already.
So,
No, do like um good the good place where you just snap your fingers and just reset.
that's no, that's Thanos. That's Infinity War. You should have gone for the.
That's a bad kind of reset.
It's a stupid thing in movies. I hate it when like I can understand like the standoff thing where they are very slow and taking their time, but also like come on, if you're gonna kill someone, just get it over with quick. Especially if they have a gauntlet that can destroy the universe if he wanted it to, like Thor. This is not a moment for you to look epic. Your moment to look epic already came when Rocket Raccoon and fucking Groot came down with you and you threw the axe and shit. That's your epic moment. The other than that, just kill Thanos. You could have killed Thanos, but you fucked it up. Also, is anyone else still really happy about the fact that Captain America can wield Thor's hammer? Because that's still
Yes, that well, when that scene came out, the entire theater that I was in was like, oh,
yeah,
myself included.
yeah.
I went
So
to see that. No, that was Infinity War, not
yeah.
Endgame, but yeah. I was gonna say I went to see that with classmates and my
Wait,
instructor,
no,
Zach. But
it was Endgame,
as,
wasn't it?
no, that was in Endgame. But I was thinking of it when I went to see Infinity War, not. And but
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
it
gotcha.
was just like when in the first Avengers movie when Hulk like smashes Loki, and it goes puny god like that whole rant. The entire theater was laughing
Mhm. Yeah.
when Cap picks up the hammer. That was a oh
Yeah.
shit.
It was like super amazing to actually see that. And I never was it ever explained why in the movies and stuff? Is it just because he's so genetically modified, or is it because
No,
he's
it's
a descendant of their
in
race?
no. What? You don't have to be anyone's specific race. I
I
don't
don't.
feel like explaining this to you right now.
It's just magic hammer. Can't. Let's just.
Basically, in the according to Anthony and Joe Russo in Avengers: Age of Ultron, when they all go around the table trying to pick up the hammer, and it slightly moves with when Cap picks it,
Mhm.
goes for it, and you have that like look of concern of Thor.
Yeah.
According to Anthony and Joe Russo, they said that he's always been able to do it since then, but he just didn't want to do it not embarrass Thor. So he's like that pure of heart,
Mhm.
and then it was that like oh shit moment
See,
for Endgame.
that's cool, but I'm more looking for like why? Like why is it that he is able to pick up the hammer? Like only the worthy are able to pick up the hammer. Is it because he's that good of heart? Is
Yeah,
it
basically because he's always
oh
because of the whole like always fighting off like because of like his catchphrase of like I can do this all day. He's
mhm
always willing to move forward and learn from other people and experience and like or when you look at like Winter Soldier
mhm
when he first meets Sam Wilson literally just running around the reflecting pool in DC,
yeah
and then he trusts him enough just from this situation to continue like with his back
mhm
just from meeting just because he's that honorable type of person.
yeah
And he's always been like that small guy that just because he's a big like stronger now due to the
mhm
serum didn't change who he was as a personality.
yeah
Like he's always been sticking up for the little guy as much as possible.
there you go. All right. Let's move on to the next thing. My buddy Colton sent me this. This is a fucking sexy ass keyboard that he decided to send me because I love keyboards and everyone hates me because I love keyboards.
Because you click like a freaking monster.
And that's not my fault though. Literally the keyboard is designed to click. The mechanics of the keyboard are designed to have an input sound every single time they're clicked so you know that you're working. Because if you hear a flat key, you're fucked. So I just sent you the link for it. But I
Yeah,
had
I just saw that.
let me get close in. So if I don't
And
hear that sound, that means something is broken with my keyboard and I have to get it replaced or cleaned.
one of the reasons why you don't like Mac keyboards.
hmm I actually
Macs,
don't mind Mac keyboards, but
but they're so flat.
they're flat. Like so, I consider those chiclet keyboards. Chiclet keyboards are like the flat keyboards. I don't know if it's actually considered chiclet, but chiclet keyboards are
Named
these
after
flat
the
ones.
gum.
I think so. I don't know, but anyways, so chiclet is this kind of keyboard, and I like them for the sound. I don't like them for anything else. I don't mind the
Mhm.
sound, I don't mind that, but I just love the look and feel of old keyboards. I wish I could get my hands on those like 1990s keyboards, like the really weird colored gray and beige ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Those.
my dad still uses that keyboard.
Anyways, let's actually get on to this. Boom, the Steel Series Apex Pro keyboard. Look at how beautiful this thing is. So I don't know what switches it has. I think it's just white switches. But anyways, this thing is a fucking sexy beast. It looks amazing. It has like a little uh screen at the top to show like profiles and music and stuff like that. So you can use
hmm
them for whatever. So if you want to switch from this game to this game, you just click that and like the volume wheel and stuff like that. Uh It looks very, very compact. Like mine is pretty thick, but this looks pretty small. But the big thing with this is apparently you can adjust every single key for what you want it to be. So,
So that'd be really so it would be really good for like editing then too.
yeah, exactly.
If you like type if you prefer I'm going to use Avid for is the best example for those of you who don't know. Avid is professional editing software that you use specifically just for keyboard editing compared to mouse and keyboard. So
Exactly. So
yeah.
you have that, and the so you can even just you don't want to use the number five anymore. Screw it. You can lock the number five. Basically, is what I'm hearing from this. The other thing you can do with this, which is pretty fun. So this doesn't really affect anyone as much now because of the whole internet and the gaming situation. But back in the olden days, do you remember like playing games on a keyboard with you have one keyboard and four friends, and you would all play a game like hold pressing different buttons and stuff like that?
Once or twice, a couple times maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know
Kind of
why.
sorta.
I don't know why this popped into my head, but imagine you're gonna play with someone and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna destroy you" and stuff like that. You're like, "Hold on," as they go to the bathroom, and you set that their keys to never spring or to never function. So you just turn them off. You have the colors still going, so you just like there's like I don't understand. Why
That's
isn't
just
this
gonna
working?
break. That's just
Hmm.
gonna break your damn keyboard.
Exactly. So that would be pretty fun. But
So you're saying the thing that you're mad about with the PlayStation controller, other people being able to control it, you're happy about with your keyboard because you can fuck
I'm
with people for that reason.
I'm
Aha.
happy. I'm happy with it because this is completely different. Because it's not the same thing because
I
it's
know, I'm just bugging you.
yeah, I know. I just want to try to explain this. It's like because you
Okay,
have the
go.
keyboard. This is a way bigger surface, and you can control how hard or soft it is. It's not like you're giving the control to someone else. I don't like having the idea of giving control to someone else. This is more just like imagine the keyboard's cut in half, and then one half is
Speak,
the one keyboard, and the other half is the other one.
Speaking on that, I did see a TikTok video the other day of someone that has a keyboard. Oh, TikTok, whatever.
TikTok,
Who cares? Fine. A video on, we'll say Facebook,
TikTok.
of
You
a
can't get away
keyboard,
from it that easily.
and he literally pulled it apart and just like threw the one keyboard off to the side and only used like the side for that has a WASD like to move so that he
Hmm.
had more room to move the mouse or whatever. So there are like those would be interesting to use if you wanted like full gaming or whatever.
That's so stupid. There's there's things. Hold on, let me Google this real quick. There's like Razer Nostromos, which
I think
is
the one that was Razer. I think it was Razer was the company the guy was talking about in the video.
okay. Well, first off, this is not a sponsorship for Razer, so Razer, take one of these because you could fuck right off. So here's what this is. This is called the Razer Nostromo. I'm gonna send this to Davis right away. But the Razer Nostromo is essentially this half keyboard that is used for very very few things. So
I f-
it doesn't have a full keyboard, so you can't. Well, technically you could type with it, but it would be very difficult going back and forth. But what this is essentially a way to play a game in a completely different way. So the one person that I learned this from actually, his name was Magikarp Use Fly. He's a very well known League of Legends YouTuber who's doing documentary series and stuff. So before he got into the YouTube industry, he was actually in porn. Just kidding. No, he was in the video editing industry. So he like us would sit at a computer with a keyboard and a mouse, and he would just go fire away at it. But
mhm.
he got what something people in the industry call a claw hand, where he would basically have his hand like this the entire time, like a claw. I don't know if that's 100% correct, but I know it's called a claw hand because nothing was supporting the hand. He was basically, his fingers were like this, kind of doing a plank because he wasn't able to touch the ground with his other fingers. So he needed to find a way to fix this. And the Razer Nostromo, how it works is like the Razer Nostromo has a little bit of a curve to it, and the keys are like right here. So it basically fits perfectly over a hand. I'm assuming that's how it works. And
Mhm.
all of the buttons you program them to how you want them. So if you want the this corner button to be Q and then W then E then R then A S D F on the bottom, that's good. And then there's a switch on the bottom that switches to a different set of key bindings. So if you want to switch quickly to this button, you can just do that. So
Yeah.
I don't understand what like what were we talking about? We were talking
I don't
about
know. I'm just saying like like I said, it's just when you were talking about the keyboard and I just saw
yeah.
one that Buddy literally split apart. Like for me, when I eventually do get something, I'm gonna be focusing on a keyboard and probably more. I would probably more focus on the mouse. Make sure I have, because again, I would be going into editing, not gaming. So I'd be focusing more on a mouse that can like scroll back and forth and up and down. So because it gets access to your timeline faster than.
Yeah, well you
So that
should
would be
still
more what
look
I'm focusing on.
you should still look for gaming mice. I say this about all products that could be related to gaming. So, like a controller, that's always going to be for gaming or something. But like a mouse, when people are like, I need to get a wire like a mouse, it's like, well, what for? It's like, well, I could play games with it, but I'm also going to be mostly doing this. It's like, doesn't really matter because a gaming mouse is built for the purposes of everything. So a mouse like this, fuck off. The cord got stuck. A mouse like this will edit better than most other mice found on the market.
Mhm.
Say like a Logitech wireless mouse, it's gonna be way better because it's gonna be faster. You can change how fast you want it to be. So if I wanted to, I could just like fuck right off and just go as fast as I could. But if I
I
wanted to, I can make it super slow or anything like that. There's a ton of different buttons and stuff like that. So there you go. There's Davis's mouse.
I currently have a El Cheapo Walmart USB plug-in mouse.
There you go.
That is super cheap, but it works.
See, like, and everyone's
It's
like,
better than
oh,
using the trackpad.
exact trackpad or a track like one of those
Or
track
yeah,
balls. Yeah,
no,
but
the trackpad on my laptop.
yeah, but like I know there's products out there that are like a mouse, but instead of moving the mouse itself, it's just like a ball, and you move it around like
Oh,
this. It's really weird. It's really disturbing. Some there was a pro player. I think his name was like Kurt or something. Let me Google this real quick. League Pro Kerp. That was his name. He used to play for a team named Millennium, but he got a trackball, so his mouse or his thumb would be to like moving the mouse, and then his fingers would be clicking. So he wouldn't have to move his hand; he would just have to move his thumb. So it's just basically at the will of his thumb instead of the will of his arm or his hand.
mm.
But anyways, and the one thing I was gonna say at the end of it was if you are looking to buy something that's like gamer esque related and you're like, oh, that's too expensive, I'm just going to go with something cheaper. It's like, no, if you spend the money, more than likely it's going to be 100% better. That Razer headset I have over there, that's a piece of shit that I don't use anymore, that's $200. But that's why you go on the internet and you look and you say, hey, what should I
Look at your
buy?
reviews.
Yeah, you look at reviews. The best reviews that you can get are from people you know, because people you know will not be like, "Oh yeah, this great product, and this is great," and you're not, you know who you can trust and who you can't. On the internet, it's everyone. Like I can say, the HyperX Cloud Alphas are the best gaming headset I've ever had. Meanwhile, the next person that comes in line is like, "Ah, what about these headset? This headset is better, and this one sucks." It's like, and it all depends on your situation. Like this headset right here is not USB. These are audio jack. Other headsets I have are USB. Some of them have detachable mics, or they might not have that. I had to make that a point. So
Yeah, I realized. I was like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
Jaden's an idiot. But yeah, so you could find it. If you can dream of it, you can probably find it somewhere. Unless you're looking for like a headset like this that's like $0. In that case, go to Wish. Actually, don't go to Wish because that's a fucking scam and a half. Just don't go to
That's gonna be
Wish.
garbage.
Yeah, don't go to Wish and be like, hey, I found an Xbox controller for
And
$3. No, it's a
be like
carbon
me.
copy of it.
Be like me and use the equipment that you have for now until you can afford the better stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
why I have an El Cheapo mouse because I don't. I'm not doing anything crazy right now.
it's weird. I searched up this, and you're gonna instantly know what it is. But the organization or the company came up first before the before the actual product, which is way more popular. The one easy way to save money is with a coupon thing called Honey. Not sponsored, by the way. I just want to say it because it's fucking cool. It's a free add-on that you can add onto like Firefox, Google Chrome, shit like that. And basically, what it does is when you're about to check out for something like pizza or even something like a diamond necklace, if you're online, it'll search all of the previous codes people have put in for coupons, and it will be like, does this one work? 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 Right? And
And it
then
all happens within a second.
it's like a minute, yeah.
Uh,
Like it'll check it, and then if
Still.
it doesn't work, it'll move on to the next one. And then it'll say either, "Hey, we found a coupon that works for you," or "You've already got the best price. Sorry about it." But yeah, use Honey. Talk to people that you know. Get gaming stuff. Because I had a coworker that was like, "I'm going back to school." It's like, "What are you going for?" "Nursing." "Well, what do you need for a computer for nursing?" They're like, anything they could just write with Word. It's like, "Are you going for anything artsy or anything like that?" "No." Because like, cool. Then don't get Apple. Just get a good gaming laptop. That's all you need. Like my Lenovo Legion over there, it's a fucking beast, and it still works. I haven't used it in like 3 months, but anyways, it's a fucking rad computer for anything that you need. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, let's move on to the next topic.
Oh, ready then.
That was mostly gaming stuff, but we're talking about more gaming stuff. Gaming
Yeah.
dreams. So what we wanted to talk about and it's a huge thing that we wanted to let you guys in on as well. What would you guys want as like a gaming dream? Would you want your fan fiction of two characters like getting shipped together and getting married? Do you want like a specific game to come out that has all of these features in it? Do you
Do you
want
want a certain character introduced into like Smash Bros or like Mortal Kombat or into some kind of fighting game or anything like that?
Sudoku puzzle in Smash 2020? That's all I want. But yeah, we want to talk about stuff like that because we had well, I was streaming before we actually started recording this at twitch.tv/jtnitis. So I was playing zombies. Uh, Playing Black Ops 3 Zombies because Black Ops 3 Zombies is one of the best zombie experiences that I've ever played. I prestiged 8 times in that game on
Mm.
zombies. I would play, I would pick Derice or the Giant, I would get to round 50 every single time, then I would down, go back, restart, do the whole thing again. It was the most repetitive shit ever, but it was so much fun. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what possessed me to do it. But I was talking with someone in chat, and he said, or she, I'll just say they
This
said,
individual.
this
Yeah.
person, they said, wouldn't it be cool if they came out with a Treyarch only zombies game where it was every single map that they ever released, which is around 25 maps? They released all of them, put them into one game with uh, all of their different mechanics and stuff like that, remaster the maps, and then just give it like a huge ranking system and just sell that for like $100. And all the people that I was talking to were like, "Yep, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
that's a huge thing. Zombies fans are committed. Treyarch Zombies fans are nuts. They will play. They played like the Advanced Warfare, which is like exo zombies, where the zombies can like jump off the walls and wall run and shit. And they're like, "This game fucking sucks. Who
Mm-hmm.
thought this was a good idea?" Or like,
Adding all that shit. Yeah.
yeah, or Infinite Warfare. Infinite Warfare is not the worst, but it's definitely not the greatest, right? So
Mm.
that would that's my dream. That's my one gaming dream that I hope comes to fruition because a Activision, hello, listening. I know you like money. I know you like money because you're greedy little bastards. You're gonna get a ton of money off of a game like this. Here's why.
Considering everyone that you just agreed with you just in that chat alone.
Yeah, so there are like 4 people there that already agree with it. Boom, you've already got $400, and guess what, bitch? The fucking games are already made! God damn it! All you have to do is copy and paste it, and then if you want to remaster it for an extra $1,000, then cool, you can just do that, and then 10 people have to buy the game. Boom, you're funded. It's not that hard. Apparently Davis is going into outer space right now. I think something went wrong with his headset. You're very quiet now. Something's going on with his...
No, there we go. Better.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry, I turned my audio off for a second because my ear was pinching.
Oh, gotcha.
Hardcore.
Well, anyways,
I
let's
was
get
still listening.
yeah. So let's talk about this. I really want this to happen because uh, Activision's gonna get a shit ton of money off of it. People who have bought every single Zombies game will buy it again and will play
Mhm.
through every single Zombies experience again. I know people like I definitely would, and I would love to progress through it again, get all of the achievements again in every single Zombies game again. Like make it the Halo Master Chief Collection of zombies. Give
Mhm.
400 achievements, rankings, multiple playlists, like different updates. Like just keep the game fresh. All of the guns, all of the perks. Fucking just give it all to all of us.
Give it to me.
Give literally.
But the reason why they wouldn't do something like that is because they probably make more money off of sales off of buying Call of Duty individually and then people downloading the maps and everything for um,
Hundreds of dollars.
zombies and extended the DLC
And yeah.
than they would of just the one purchase of all the maps. Because then also that would only be then a one time purchase. Like they 2020, this game comes out,
Hmm.
then people buy, and then they just then spend another, I don't know, here's $50 for new maps. Like it would cost you guys less as the gamer,
Hmm.
but it would cost them. They would get more money by putting it into a new Call of Duty game
Yeah.
and spending. They would spend more money, so that would be a reason why they wouldn't do something like that.
There you go. So
That's the thing.
I would think it's just amazing. I think it's like an amazing idea, and I do agree with you. Like the Activision wouldn't go for it because they're making more money off things, and that's where like people would have to come in and say, we will not buy this game because we want the zombies to be by itself. Because especially with me, I didn't give a flying fuck about the multiplayer or the campaign in Black Ops 3. Black Ops 1, I cared for it like multiplayer, not let's just say multiplayer was a big X for me.
Hmm.
Campaigns in Black Ops 1 and 2, bueno. World at War, bueno. Then we get to the zombies, top tier shit. You get to the other content that's like Spec Ops missions or the
Hmm.
multiplayer, I could literally give less of a fuck about. I'm sorry, I don't like the multiplayer. I like cooperating and surviving. It Call of Duty competitive just doesn't make any sense to me because I don't think there's any sort of tier or strategy for it. Other than it's like, oh, he's probably running this way. I know where the spawns are gonna be. I know how to
Yeah,
flip the spawn. Like that. Like that's cool.
that's that's like the super annoyance with Modern Warfare, the new version of Shipment. They
Mhm.
changed it slightly compared to COD 4,
Mhm.
and people will, and you especially playing like hardcore free for all on that map, people literally just lay down and camp in one spot and just wait for something to spawn and just shoot one bullet,
Yep.
and then the game will spawn you in the exact same spot.
Exactly. So
Oh,
it
that's so frustrating.
just doesn't make any sense. Why would you like? That's probably the most frustrating thing. It's like, why wouldn't they do this? Why would they not do
Mm.
this? I'm losing my
But
train of thought.
yeah, so that's why I'm kind of saving this a little bit, adding to this here, talking about like game hype. It's not the only like, because I would want them. Do you know what I think they need to do? They did already introduce Miles Morales into Spider-Man PS4.
Hmm.
I want them to continue that storyline. Hopefully the new game, when it, that's the kind of a game that I'm kind of hyped for. It's most likely going to happen anyway, so it's not something in that same realm. But
Hmm.
that's definitely hype that I'm looking forward to because the game was so fun. First time in a long time I played a game that's not just Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like, and I actually enjoyed and played the full story of it, so I really liked it. Plus, with the hype of Miles Morales in the Into the Spider Verse movie,
Hmm.
I really liked him as a character, so I want them to continue building off of him as a character, so
Hmm.
and then having the different universes and everything like that,
Exactly. Yeah.
and
So
then
let's hope that all comes to fruition. Let's hope that Miles Morales can take a stand and fucking be the Spider-Man we all deserve. I don't know, dude. Fucking I'm
you're
out
just
of it
your
for
brain just turned off.
no. Like I'm on medication now. I suffer from anxiety, so I had to hop on a medication for it. I swapped medications, and this one kind of makes it so I go to sleep. So I have
Mm.
to take it, and I'm like, oh, I can take it around 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. and then by the time I want to go to bed, that'll be it. But nope, that shit kicked in like 40 minutes ago. So I'm kind of like, Huh? It's like I'm high, but it's like not the fun of being high.
Hmm.
Or maybe it is the fun of being high, and I just don't like being high. I don't know anymore. But like I'm kind
Hmm.
of just like, you know. So I'll stick with it. But yeah, the Spider-Man. Yeah, good guy
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Like I I heard some things in the Spider-Man game weren't great, but overall it was a huge success. It was a really well done game.
Hmm. I liked it. They had the same like kind of mechanics as like the Batman Arkham games,
Mhm.
but in my opinion, better because I played some of the Bat like again. But this is maybe a little bit biased because I'm more of a Spider-Man fan than I'm a Batman fan, so that could be a little bit biased. But I like the mechanics a little bit better.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, let's continue on with the Miles storyline a little bit and make it kind of similar to like the Into the Spider Verse movie, if you can get that same aspects, I guess it would be cool.
Dude, imagine an Into the Spider-Verse movie or not movie, video game where you take the all the characters, you could be all the different Spider-Men. So you
Hmm.
could be like the OG Spider-Man, you could be like the teenager Spider-Man, you could be the pig Spider-Man, like you could do anything and everything in that game. That would be
Hmm.
amazing. So
I think I think they might be. I
doing
think there
that?
was talk of. I heard something randomly, but I think that was just a rumor back when Spider Verse came out.
Mhm.
Because
That
they would, well, they do own all the rights to it because it is Sony and Sony, so it's not like they would have to fight with anything like that.
Exactly. And the same thing goes with Treyarch because Treyarch makes all like most of the Call of Duty zombie games. The only ones that they haven't made are Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and World War II. Those are the only three. And most people in the zombies community fucking hate those games.
Mm,
Advanced Warfare was shit because of the exosuits. Infinite Warfare just had a ton of problems in general, and World War II had a lot of problems in general, mostly because the World War II game was just shit. It wasn't
I,
done nearly as well as it could have.
though I think the best thing I liked about that version of Call of Duty was the fact that they actually like body parts and stuff like that would fly off and like if you hit a mine, your like arm or leg would fall off.
Yeah, and
Oh no, I'm thinking of World at War, not World War Two. Wrong one.
mm,
Wrong Call of Duty.
World at War had a lot of limbs flying off, but also World War II did as well, especially with zombies. And here's the thing that I hated most about those zombies: uh, when you are running, just randomly running through this hallway, like trying to escape the zombies, and it's like you have this telegraphed jump scare, jump down and like try to spook you, and then you die because some random zombie jumped in front of you and like you got stuck in this 2 second cutscene where the zombies like and they try to fucking kill you like that. That's dumb. That's the stupidest mechanic I've ever seen. If a zombie just jumps down in front of me out of nowhere as I'm getting trained, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Like I'm starting to get scared. Like my heart starts pumping, and then I see a zombie just drop in front of me. Yeah, I'm gonna get terrified. You don't need to spend 2 seconds killing me for me to be terrified.
Mm.
It's like you can't be cool if you keep telling people that you're cool. If Davis asked me, it's like, David asked my friends, like, is Jayden cool? And I told Davis that I was cool, and they said I wasn't cool because I said I was cool. Doesn't make me cool. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Right?
Yes.
You like in zombies case, it's like you can't be scary if you're trying too hard to be scary, or they weren't trying hard enough because they probably should have saw it and just been like, yep, this is just shit. We really shouldn't have done this, but I guess. Oh, the game comes out today. All right, fuck it, save it. We're going with it. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I actually made a Reddit post for the zombies question. It's a COD zombies only game, and I told it's like how cool would it be if there was a game where it's only the zombies mode, and like how like the benefits and stuff would work because I think it's a huge market for these for this game, and
Mhm.
even like it's gonna get to a point where Call of Duty is gonna start dying out. That's where I think this idea will start to kick in is when the multiplayer starts dying down because a lot of the newer games are losing multiplayer fans more and more because World War II didn't really deliver on a good multiplayer. Exo Zombies didn't. Infinite Warfare didn't. Black Ops 3 didn't. Black Ops 4 was okay, but it wasn't really that great.
Mhm.
So if Black Ops 5 or like Modern Warfare 4 or whatever game I don't even think it's Sledgehammer, right? We were talking about this a long time ago on the podcast. Like, there were three main heads of this Call of Duty dragon that were like Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, and
Treyarch.
Treyarch. So Treyarch is still in there because Treyarch is a god. So
Hmm.
I think Sledgehammer got dropped. So if Infinity Ward can't pull a game out of their ass to bring out Black Ops or to bring out a new Call of Duty game with good multiplayer, I think they're gonna have to take this idea, which is a good idea. It's one of the greatest ideas I think zombies will ever have, of having.
Yeah, but if it's gonna be if it's gonna be zombies, it's gonna have to be Treyarch that does it because you were just saying all the ones that you said that were not good
Mm,
were the Infinity Ward.
and
Uh,
Sledgehammer games.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I could see that. I would just say put the heads of Treyarch because they mostly do a really good job. Put the heads of Treyarch with zombies, YouTubers, and the community and say, okay, what do you guys want from us?
Hmm.
Because, like, of course we want a good story, we want a good gameplay and all that stuff. It's like, what would make the gameplay good? What would make this awesome? What did you guys like about our game? And then sit down and just be like, yeah, we like the old perk system of Juggernog and Double Tap and Speed Cola because we grew up on that, and that's a lot of what's happening. Or
Hmm.
things like that, right? So I would hope that they would do that, and then it's like, okay, Infinity Ward, you guys are the grunts. You guys are just gonna go redesign map assets, so make the game look pretty.
Hmm.
That's all you're gonna do. Just make the
Yeah.
game look pretty, and then let the big boys at Treyarch handle the rest. That's my hope. But anyways,
Yeah.
we want to know what you guys think for your gaming dreams. Do you guys want a Call of Duty zombie only game? Do you guys want a good Spider-Man game? Do you guys want Sudoku to be the next character in Smash Bros? You let us know in the comments below or on Twitter because Sudoku needs friends. Sudoku,
Sudoku, and word
Sudoku.
search.
What did I say? Sudoku?
You said Sudoku.
It's like
Whatever.
popcorn.
Either
It's like
that's another one
popcorn.
of the ones where I think it depends on pronunciation. Could be different depending on the person.
But this one's just wrong. Like popcorn and popcorn are in the same area because you're just mispronouncing the O. Sudoku and Sudoku, it's not. It's Sudoku, not
Sudoku.
Sudoku, because you in no language makes a fucking O sound. Name a word that uses a U and makes an O sound.
I don't know. Ask the Russians. Maybe they will have one.
Exactly. Well, in the English language, it doesn't. So I've been saying Sudoku wrong for a long time. So I apologize to Sudoku. All right, let's move on to the
Yes.
last thing. Oscar nominations 2020. What are you looking for?
Um, I kind of go back and forth between actually watching them and caring and not. So this year, I've actually kind of sort of paid attention to it. I'm looking at it a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, I was contemplating booking the 9th of February off work, but I'm
Hmm.
probably not going to be working already anyway. And
Nice.
I normally don't watch it day of normally anyway because of all the. It takes freaking. It'll play like 2 minutes and then it'll play commercials and then for like 15 minutes and then it'll play another two. It's like I always watch it later so I can skip all this shit.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's another one where I'm kind of glad that some of these movies are on here for like Best Picture. I didn't go through all like I basically didn't go through most of the list. The
Hmm.
only ones, the only thing that I really looked at and the one that everyone really cares about is Best Picture.
Hmm.
And the only ones on here that I have actually seen was Joker.
Yep.
I saw part of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I didn't end up finishing watching that movie. And then what was the other one? There was another one on here, but I don't remember which one it is. I didn't see The Irishman. Um,
You saw Avengers
oh,
Endgame.
and yeah, I saw Endgame, but that's not a Best Picture nomination.
No.
It was Ford versus Ferrari.
I think that one would be a cool movie to watch, but I have yet to watch it.
It was good. I really liked it. I like had a good story. Then afterwards, I watched a video about like what was real and what was not. Like some of the things that they BS'd about the movie, which happens all the time, right?
Hmm.
Um, but it seemed to be, for the most part, pretty true to what actually happened in real life. And for like a movie that's not a major, like it was still obviously a blockbuster style movie, but it wasn't like a Michael Bay or a freaking Marvel movie or something like that. That was like a really big like story, explosions and stuff like that. It actually had a good story to it and was interesting. Like I thought it was actually pretty good. I think that's my pick for the ones that I've seen,
Hmm.
I would say.
I want to see Parasite, which is it's made history as Korean's first feature to compete at the Oscars. So this is a Korean movie that has actually breached the Oscars. That's actually super cool. And I have yet to actually know. I don't know anything about Parasite, but this the trailer picture for this. Let's bring that up right now. The trailer picture for this actually looks really cool, and the reason it actually looks cool, it reminds me of Black Mirror. Have you ever watched Black Mirror?
I saw a few episodes of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, Black Mirror is a sort of show where the universe isn't exactly like ours. The universe can be very drastic or very, very similar. But the stories in some ways are very different. So, and it's all about basing it on the human condition and stuff like that. And so with one episode, I can't remember what it's called, but there is a story of a person who has their like brain taken out, kind of taken out, a copy of their brain put into the simulation, and another person goes into that simulation and tries to forcibly like break them so that they become so that they admit to their crimes. So
Hmm.
this guy committed the crime of killing what was supposedly his daughter. Actually, well, kind of his daughter. He the story is he found out his girlfriend was pregnant or wife or whatever. She didn't want to have the baby or have him around the baby because for reasons that'll be later explained. But she has the baby and they get divorced or split up or whatever, and he can't see the baby. But they grow up and he ends up stalking this his former lover for a long, long time. Uh, to the point where the he confronts the grandpa who the little girl is living with after I think the mom dies or something like that. So grandpa's the only one watching this kid. The the main character of the story kills the grandpa
Hmm.
and finds the kid, and the kid. So the couple before are both white people, and then this kid turns out to be Asian.
Hmm.
Reason being is she cheated. His ex-lover cheated on him with the some Asian guy,
Hmm.
which was one of their friends, and he realized what he had done, so he ran away. And the daughter went out to go find help because she was too young to know what a phone was, but was old enough to like walk out the door in this blizzard and try to find help. But she ended up
Hmm.
freezing to death.
Hmm.
So they blamed him for the murder, and he just all they needed was a confession. So they took a copy of his brain, put it in the simulation, tortured it, and then that was that. They tortured him until
Okay.
he broke and confessed, and it was a really cool episode because at the end, you see, uh, you see something, which was the guy puts him in this 1,000 day loop, with this song going on. So basically, he gets driven insane, and he can't get rid of the music or anything. So you just see him screaming and destroying stuff as he's going insane, like he's
Hmm.
being tortured, and it was super cool. And the reason that remind this Parasite trailer actually reminded me of it was at the end of this episode, the guy that was torturing him or like trying to get him to break, was also a really bad person because he watched someone get murdered. It was a murder suicide, so he watched this kid get murdered and stuff. So he decided, oh god, I'm trying to explain this right now. So he tried to get rid of the tapes and stuff that he didn't know anything of what happened, and he got caught for it, and then they were like, "Okay, we need your help, but we're still gonna punish you, right?"
Okay.
They punished him by basically everyone has an AI chip in their brain or whatever, so it allows them to control what they can and can't see. So if they don't want to see something, they can just gray it out, just do a
Mm-hmm.
gray blob, and they can't hear anything that person does for it.
Yeah.
They turned this person into the real life version of that gray blob. So nobody could see who this person was. Nobody could
Right.
hear him or anything like that.
Yeah.
He was just another human that was existing there, and that was his punishment for the rest of his life. Is
Yeah. I think
becoming.
I've seen that one.
It's so good. But anyways,
Hmm.
enough of that.
And how does that have to do with the trailer of?
That's just what it reminds me of with like the black bars going across their face. So
Oh.
like the picture in the trailer, and we'll bring that up again, is these two guys with black bars going across their face, like you can't see their eyes, which is kind of
Yeah.
what that reminded me of. So yeah, I want to see this movie just for that reason because it relates to Black Mirror, and I loved Black Mirror. Uh,
Okay.
there's Toy Story 4. Haven't seen yet. Heard it was super good.
You haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet?
No, I can't. I haven't seen my boy Keanu yet. Um,
What?
no,
Oh
Keanu's
yeah, he's in. Yeah, he's in it. I was like, what do you? He's not. I was
he's not the
wondering.
main
I'm like, he's
character.
not the
No,
main character. I was like,
no,
what?
he's there.
Yeah.
There's Rocket Man. The it was. Oh wait.
Oh, yeah, the
Oh, it's of
yeah,
Elton John. Oh, whoops. What was the other one?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. That's what it was. That's what I confused it
Yeah.
with. So I haven't seen that one yet. Mostly is other ones I haven't seen. Jojo Rabbit. I would love to see Jojo Rabbit. So it's about kids in like Nazi Germany and stuff like that, and they make all these terrible jokes. There's one joke where these kids for some reason are hauling like like this cannon, and they see their friend down the street and they're super excited to see him. They just say Jojo, and he drops the cannon and it
Hmm.
fires and it blows up this building, and everyone's like screaming and running, and the kid looks at the building, looks back, and he's like, oh god, and he grabs the cannon and starts walking away. It's fucking hilarious. I hope that wins at least something. But
Yeah.
what is it?
I'm I'm looking at some of these and it's like um achievement and no, not which one was it?
Achievement?
In makeup and hair, that's pretty normal. But it was like, what was the one I was just looking at? Documentary short, I think. Documentary, yeah, short subject nominee. Hmm, this is something I could actually try to do.
Wait, what?
Just because best documentary short subject nominee is the
Uh
one
huh.
I'm looking at right now, and like, hey, my documentary that I made or last semester was terrible, but I could still technically do it
Mhm.
if I have the an idea. I'm just looking at some of these. I'm like, I have no idea what any of these are about or anything. But I'm just like, okay, there's I didn't know that there was a best short documentary. So I wonder what classifies as short. It's probably 30 to 45 minutes or something like that. But still,
Mhm.
something I would actually have a little bit of. I have a little bit of skill in.
Yeah. I think that would be awesome. Bo Davis, Oscars 2023. I wanted to say 2013, but that's
Let's
what I
say
meant.
2020. Yeah, sure. Let's. How about
2023.
2025?
Mhm.
Give me a few more years of experience,
There you go. Well,
or 2030.
we'll figure it out. But
Eventually.
I'm looking at some of the actors, like the roles in actors in leading roles and stuff like that. Adam Driver, Leonardo DiCaprio, Joaquin Phoenix, the
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin, sorry,
Yep.
Scarlett Johansson, Renee Zellweger,
Hmm.
Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Yeah, I still need to finish watching the movie.
It's amazing that Joe Pesci and Al Pacino are still acting. They're pretty old, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in their like mid to late 80s.
Hmm. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Uh,
look, a
this could.
movie that everyone was hyped about. I still haven't even seen on here yet at all.
Hmm.
Jumanji has not been mentioned yet.
Really?
Why? Because it's not an Oscar bait movie, which is fine. It's not that style of movie.
Um,
Oh,
I
there we go. Achievement in visual effects.
mhm. So
Hmm.
there's animated feature films. So there's How to Train Your Dragon, like 8 or something at this point. I don't know. I Lost My Body, The Missing Link, Toy Story 4, and my favorite of the bunch, which is Klaus, the origin story of Santa Claus. Have you seen
What? I
Klaus?
didn't. No.
Okay, well, you missed your point to watch it, which was Christmas. But here's the story of Klaus. This rich kid is enrolled in basically the military for post delivery, so mailing letters and shit. So
Yep.
he is told by his father, "Okay, you graduated, well done, even though you didn't do anything. Now you have to go to this island where everyone hates each other and they want to kill each other and get 10,000 letters. And if you get 10,000 letters, then you can leave and you can be back in the family. You can be rich." That
Okay.
so he's like, I think it's like 10,000 letters or something. So that's his goal. He tries super hard and he finds, or and he the basic story of it is through a wacky series of coincidences, he finds the man that will later be named like Santa Claus. His name is Klaus, who
Mhm.
makes toys, and they give them to all the girls and boys who write letters to Santa, and
Mhm.
that's how the story of Santa Claus goes on. And it basically turns this town of hatred into a town of love and friendship, where everyone is like, "Hey, I baked you this cake." It's like, "Oh, well, with this cake, I decided to make you this." It's like, "Oh, well, I picked these berries for you," and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
it's basically just the story of Santa Claus, and it is one of the cutest and most heartwarming things ever. And it almost made me cry.
Mhm.
I was tearing up. There was one point where the dad is told through means we don't really know, through one of these families that hate each other. They are like, "Oh, we need to get these people to start hating each other because that's our tradition and stuff like that. We can't love each other. We have to hate each other." So
Mhm.
they tell the dad, "Hey, he did it. Good job. Now you can take him away from here that's what because that will destroy the whole operation. That Klaus will no longer be Santa Claus because his partner's gone away. The postman will be taken out and stuff like that. And then on the boat ride, because it takes a boat to get in, he was talking to his dad, like the postman. He told his dad, like, "I'm not happy where being with you guys. I'd rather be happy here because this is where I matter. This is everything like that." And his
Yeah.
dad went from hating him to saying, "I'm so proud of you." And I'm choking up right now because it was such a sweet scene, and now I have to go watch it again. God damn it! But it was so heartwarming, and like the kid comes down. This kid comes down. She's like crying because he was being sent away, and then he like shows up in the background. It's like, "Hey kid, I'm still here, lol." And like you get the heartwarming scenes. Like my dad just like he was proud of me for once for wanting to make
Mhm.
this decision. Like I could have gone back to cotton sheets and a caviar and a servant that does literally everything for me, but I decided to live in the shithole of a town, and because I'm happy with people that care about me and stuff and that I care about. So
Mhm.
yeah. Anyways, uh, other than that, it's basically the same fucking movies. All uh,
Yeah.
there's one nomination for 1917, which is pretty cool.
Screenplay. No, it's underneath screenplay. Like, yeah, it's showing. It's the same thing. It's showing up quite a few.
Directing, yeah,
Like,
it's in directing.
um,
Jojo Rabbit's there, Irishman, Ford vs Ferrari, Joker, uh, makeup and hairstyling like Joker and stuff like that. That was all really good. There's a
that
Star
makes
Wars movie.
yeah,
There was a Star Wars movie known for music, which is for the original score, and then
yeah. Editing.
yeah,
Sound Ford vs Ferrari has really good editing. I really like that. I never watched Star Wars. 1917 will, even though I haven't seen it, it probably will have good sound because it's a World War I movie. So
mm-hmm,
it's gonna have good like dirt and rain and cannons and gunfire. It will probably be really good.
mm-hmm,
Once upon a time, the sound editing wasn't that crazy. It was just really like basic. It was just the same as you would have in any other movie. It wasn't anything that crazy for sound editing. It was the car driving, a person like getting punched, like really basic stuff. I don't even know why that's even on there for sound editing.
mm-hmm. The music original song. I know. I hope this wins, and it better fucking win, or I'm gonna riot. Into
Mm,
the Unknown from Frozen 2, because Frozen 2 had some of the best songs. They were way better than the songs in Frozen 1. I don't
Oh,
really.
yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
It's so good. It is such a great movie. But yeah,
It's on my list, but
Into the Unknown was such a great song.
mm.
Like it was who was it sung by? Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez? Is that who it was sung by? Well, it's sung by the person who plays Elsa. Who plays Elsa? Who plays Elsa? My Alexa's not responding. Idina Menzel. Wait, what the fuck? Why does she have like three? Why does she have four actresses? They really didn't decide on an actress though.
Well, this when I found it, it says yeah, Indina Menzela and Into the Unknown, Frozen 2.
Yeah.
So the singer would have been her, and then the different voice actors would for
Mm,
just speaking roles probably is what it seems like.
yeah. Oh yeah. I just remember this as I was like reading the IMDb because there's a picture of Kevin Smith. In one of the zombies maps in Infinite Warfare, you get to find Kevin Smith, and you can play as Kevin Smith in a zombies map.
Huh.
So here's the story of how this all went down.
Are you sure it's Kevin Smith, not Robert Kirkman?
No, it's Kevin Smith.
Okay, I was
The
gonna say because
characters
that would
literally
make
ask, "Are you Kevin Smith?" So,
okay.
the whole thing is you're in this place called Rave in the Redwoods. So you're in this forest, and it's very dark. There's animals and shit like all around you, and there's zombies, obviously. So what you
Mm,
do is you go and you play, or you go and you have to find Kevin Smith, who's on this island, who's up on in this house, saying like, "Hey, I really like need help. Like, what are you guys gonna do? I'm not leaving until you guys figure out a way to get out." So you go through this thing like called the Easter egg, which is like step by step guide on what you're supposed to do, and you find this picture along the way that kind of explains the story. So
hmm.
basically, what happened is Kevin Smith is actually a monster, and he killed Jay from
Oh,
Jay and Silent
Jay
Bob.
and
So
Silent Bob.
yeah, so he kills Jay, and then he doesn't know this because he isn't conscious when the monster comes out of him.
Hmm.
So you're sitting there in this boat with him, and he's like, "What's going on? I don't understand." And then somehow miraculously falls out of the boat, and then from where he falls out, like this giant monster with a saw blade in its back, uh, just comes out of the water, and you have to kill him. And he doesn't turn into Kevin Smith anymore. He just dies in an inferno, and that's that.
Oh,
All of the zombies uh, adventures, because in Infinite Warfare they're called movies, because basically the whole premise of the game is you play as actors that are in a movie.
hmm.
Uh, so you basically go through and there's one famous person from for each movie. So in the first map you play in the 1950s, and it's called Zombies in Spaceland, and David Hasselhoff is there.
Yeah.
Is like leather jacket and stuff, and then 60s is Raven the Redwoods with Kevin Smith. The
Hmm.
70s is called Shaolin Shuffle with Pam Grier, so it's based on New York and Kung Fu and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then the 80s, who the fuck is it? Who's the movie is called The Attack of Radioactive Thing. The Attack of the Radioactive Thing, which is a really stupid name. Uh, do you hear my thing going off? Do you hear my keyboard?
Yes.
Cassandra Peterson, also known as Elvira, who's like a horror movie symbol.
Hmm.
Uh, and then there's one more map after that that's like fucking I can't I don't even know. It doesn't say. Kit Harrington. What? Kit Harrington is a character in IW Zombies?
Cool.
That's weird. Oh, the Beast from Beyond. Who's the person in the Beast from Beyond? That's what I need. If there even is one. Googlethu Gugu Sophia. What the fuck? Oh, Gugu Embithera. For
Anyway,
heroes
what
and
is
blood.
your whole rant here about?
I don't know. I just
What
wanted
are you
to.
just kind of trailing on?
I was kind of trailing on, yeah. That's well. Do you know who I am, dude? You know I trail on. I wanted to let you know that Kevin Smith. You can play as Kevin Smith. So if you want to come over, we'll play. Sit down. We'll play some zombies. You can play as Kevin Smith.
Okay,
He has a
fair
hockey.
enough.
He has a hockey stick as his melee weapon. You could
Yeah,
literally fuck.
because he wears hockey jerseys.
Yeah, he literally tapes the stick around and then he goes and cross checks people as his
So what
melee
we've
weapon.
learned is that if you don't already know, Jayden is a huge huge zombies fan, and he won't shut up about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're delaying this podcast instead of going to sleep so Davis can go to school tomorrow and have a successful life and I can just I can exist. But yeah, I think that's it.
uh,
I all I hope is those things that I was saying, like the Frozen soundtrack wins. I hope Jojo Rabbit at least wins one award.
mhm.
That's all I'm hoping for. I hope Endgame wins an award for something because that was pretty
Yeah, the
good.
only thing it looks like it's nominated for is visual effects, which
Which
makes sense.
it did really good visual effects.
Yeah, it should be nominated for something, considering it's the highest grossing movie of all time
Yeah, there you go.
now. Just
Mm.
barely, but still.
Yep, there
But,
you go. Well,
oh, Jayden is clearly dying.
I'm a whale. Anyways, your face. Just what the fuck is this kid on?
This has been the M3 podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to check out any links in the description below. Let us know what type of game hype you would be looking forward to, whether it's something that's actually possibly going to happen or something you just want to hear. Let us also know what you are excited about for any of the Oscars, or if the Oscars are just total bullshit, you don't even care.
Oscars are great.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter. All the links, again, will be down below. And we will talk to you guys in the next one.
Have a good night, everyone. Peace out.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Links will be in the description.